Hello and welcome. My name is Alonda Carter and I am the Recovering Hunbot. If you enjoy anti-MLM content, then you might want to consider subscribing. Today I share with you Kay's Beachbody story. If you would like to support me as a content creator, the very best way to do so is through my Patreon. There's a link to that in the description. I've created 3 tiers and they're all very reasonable, ranging from $1 to $10 a month, and literally any amount helps. What can I say? No one starts out with all the things, and I have certainly been limping along with what gear I do have and with what gear I've been able to acquire. Now let's get to Kay's Beachbody experience. Oh, and yes, if you don't know this about me, because perhaps you're new, I am a former Beachbody Hun. And if you have been here for a while and you might wonder, why aren't you seeing my face? Well, I am trying this because I'm really trying to just work on my sound. And when I record myself, I'm using my webcam and there's just issues trying to get it all together. So I am doing something where I have the mic pretty much up on me. And I may try this when I do interviews with people because I have it in this like weird little black box thing. And it just looks weird on camera. So you just might have to get used to that until I get better gear. All right, now really, for reals, let's get to Kay's story. Kay is from the UK and she joined Team Beachbody in October of 2017. She did not have much, if any, knowledge about multi-level marketing. She remained with Beachbody for a year. Beachbody went to the UK in the fall of 2017. I remember I was, head deep in the whole Beachbody world at this time. However, here's the kicker. People who had big teams, the mega stars, if you will, of Beachbody, they were allowed to go in and recruit before anyone else. So they got like all the attention. So you can imagine if you are a, lower tiered Hun, how difficult that is going into a new territory and competing with the people instantly that are on top that have already started, building a presence there. I had to just throw that in because that always just kind of irked me. But yet there's another part of me that gets it in terms of like, yes, you want people in there that can recruit because that's what you're taught to do as a business because that is your moneymaker. Your moneymaker isn't people like me that were on the struggle bus just trying to, maybe make one sale and perhaps one day recruit someone. All right, so back to Kay's story. No one ever joined Kay's team. However, she did have 5 customers. Each month, Kay bought Shakeology and Energize. Energize is a pre-workout drink. I never got any of that. And she also spent money on ads for Facebook and Instagram. This totals to be somewhere around $220 in USD. She did use British pounds, but I think I have in here, sometimes I converted to USD and sometimes I just stayed with the pounds. So if you don't know how to convert to pounds like me, then we're just going to kind of have to deal with it. So, put on your big boy, big girl pants, whatever it is you need to do to just hang with that. Kay says she earned somewhere between $65 to $90 each month. So Kay was basically operating in the red. She most definitely was spending more on the quote opportunity than what she made. Sound familiar? The training she received includes being a member of a bunch of Facebook groups, various team calls that she would go to, and a 30-day coach university. Kay says she spent about 1.5 hours to 3 hours each day working on her Beachbody business. The amount of time she spent depended on what was going on with her full-time job, which was as an executive assistant. Kay says she was approached by a low-level Hun who had been with Beachbody for 3 years and was on Melanie Mitro's team. Now, if you don't know who Melanie is, Melanie was the, quote, top coach for 4 years in a row. I don't think she didn't make it in 2019, but the previous 4 years, I believe that those were the years that she was number 1 in the entire network. Back then, when Kay was, recruited and all that, she and this low-tiered Hun followed each other on Instagram. When it was announced that Beachbody was expanding to the United Kingdom, that's when she was approached about joining. Kay was already sharing her weight loss journey on Instagram before she joined Beachbody, and the Hun used that to her advantage and said Kay would be a great fit since she was already sharing, and that's all she would need to do is just keep doing what she did, sharing her journey. The Beachbody coaching opportunity was presented as a side hustle to earn some extra cash. Kay was not exactly thrilled with her work life back in 2017. Oh, that sounds familiar. Her job was really filling the role of 2 positions, and the salary was less than stellar. So, she wanted a change. Wow, that sounds so familiar. If you know my story, you know why that's familiar. Kay says she bought into the dream life that was portrayed by Beachbody. This is what Kay has to say about her initial reaction when she was approached about Beachbody. I was hesitant, but I looked at the info material and joined a webinar hosted by Melanie Mitro and her Dream Team top coaches that the low-level Hun I was friends with plugged me into. Since the opportunity was brand new to the UK, they hosted a weekly call for 6 weeks where the top Dream Team Huns and 2 others that I don't remember who they were exactly shared their success stories, their daily behaviors, and all of that. They even flew to Birmingham for a Dream Team Day meet and greet Shakeology taste test group workout. I originally bought a ticket for this, which I returned shortly after. The pressure was on with every passing week. All of us UK girls on that call were told we need to start increasing our Instagram following, start inviting to a free group that we had to come up with prior to actually being able to register as a coach, practice the vital behaviors, etc. I had constant voice messages on Facebook from one of the top Huns on that team trying to push me and encourage me. I quickly realized that this wasn't the right team environment for me. Way too pushy and shouty. So I told the Hun that I had changed my mind and wouldn't sign up under her. Instead, silly me, I signed up under a Canadian Beachbody Hun. At that time, a 5-star diamond, higher now, that I used to follow, who was part of the Bombshell Dynasty. The Bombshell Dynasty is a huge team, and a 5-star diamond, that's pretty decent. If you're a diamond, that means that you have 12 people underneath you, and how this works is you first go emerald. It's a binary system, so you can sign up somebody underneath you on your right leg and on your left leg, and then you need to have 3 more people, so 4 people on each side, but 1 person on each side has to reach emerald, so that's how it gets to be diamond. So this means that this particular Hun had 5 people underneath her that were able to get to diamond. I'm not sure if that makes sense or not. I know I've explained this in the past, and honestly, all compensation plans, all rankings, they're designed to be confusing as all get out, All right, so let's move on. She came across very sweet, friendly, and warm in her stories. I loved the Beachbody workout I had on DVD, so I jumped and signed up with her. This is where it all really began for me. The mind games, the lies, the pressure in groups, the so-called sisterhood, the Beachbody BS. Cue October 2017. The big launch in the UK came in October of 2017. I went to London, don't live too far away, for the big launch event. I think the event ticket with the Super Trainer workout was around $80. She has it in British pounds. I'm sorry. So Carl Deichler and the usual suspects were there, making this big to-do and ta-da on stage to initiate the mind boggle and various presentations and videos. They showed a video collage of past success trips and leadership conferences. A few of the elite top 10 were on stage to share their story, followed by a live workout with Shaun T, as he is the most popular trainer in the UK, as everyone knows, Insanity. I absolutely love Shaun T. I just love him so much, the way he comes across. And I hope, there's just a part of me, I hope he doesn't realize that he has been used by this organization. Or if he does know by now, I hope he gets out, because man, seems like such a neat guy. But maybe I just have blinders on. I don't know. Anyway, other big Beachbody names were in the audience to meet their UK team in person. For example, she gives, all of these names, and I'm not going to give the other names, but, Melanie was there, of course. And, it's funny, I guess all of these people were able to recruit people in the UK, and then they went there to meet them. And, it just feels so disingenuous to me for some reason. Maybe I'm just being bitter. I don't know. But there's something about that in order to get that team going, in the UK, you had to have had some sort of foundation, because there was a lower level tiered Hun that she didn't sign up underneath. Now, granted, it's because it was on Melanie's team, and apparently Melanie's team is pretty ruthless. And honestly, for some reason, that doesn't surprise me. I was never involved with her, don't know anything about what she does on her team, but something about it I'll just say it just doesn't surprise me. She goes on to talk about bumping into Melanie in the bathroom, and she's really not trying to body shame anyone, and I'm not either, but she was really shocked to see her up close, because she said she was nothing but skin and bones, and that, she really didn't look all that healthy. And I think that's something to keep in mind, is that the people that you see on social media, and then when you see them in person, look very different. And typically it's because all those filters people are using to, beautify everything, it alters what they look like. So you don't even get a real perception of who people are, because, filters are set a particular way each and every time, and smoothing out everything, and, narrowing your nose, your hips, whatever. People are doing things, Facetune, hello, doing all of that. And so you don't see the real person. But I remember when I was at Summit in 2017, there were people that I saw, and I thought, oh, you look a bit scary there, sis. And I think it's just something either about Beachbody, maybe it's something about if you are a higher tiered Hun, and it's the pressure of keeping all of that together. Because the way that I think of higher tiered Huns, if you've ever played Jenga, then this might make sense to you. And if you haven't played Jenga, hopefully you know the game, because you're like building this tower thing. Anyway, so let's just say that you're a higher tier Hun and you've built your Jenga tower, but people always leave. So as pieces are being pulled out, you're trying to find a piece to shove back in. That has got to take a lot of energy. And I would think it would take a toll on you. And, and I have seen other people make mention of things about different Huns where they're concerned that these people have eating disorders. Now, I'm not saying that they all do, or that anyone necessarily does, but there has been a concern that I have heard about. And that just takes me back to things that make you go, And again, you're not certified in anything. All you're doing is using the materials that Beachbody has given you. And that doesn't mean that you're an expert, but the longer people are in this, you try to come across as if you know something about health and fitness, and all you did was sign up to become a Beachbody quote coach, a distributor. So I gave it a shot, went through the Coach University, and then hosted my Uplines Challenge group for a week or so to get a feeling of what to do and build the habit of daily posts and check-ins. This was the time of 80-Day Obsession. That's a program by Autumn Calabrese. And it was about to launch in January of 2018. And one of the first VIP access bundles could be purchased accompanied by these different challenge packs. In this case, it was sliders, loops, Recover, Energize, Shakeology, and some other knickknacks. I think it cost me around $800 GBP. Thinking about it still hurts. Oh, the commission she made off of all of us. Grr. Okay, I'm just going to have to say that I have such an issue with these VIP things and these extra bundles, because there was a time when you didn't have to do any kind of VIP access and the bundles weren't really pushed. But that's before Beachbody On Demand, because once Beachbody On Demand came into existence in 2017, things changed in the network. People were leaving left, right, and center because they weren't able to make the money, because people weren't buying the programs, month after month after month. Once you had Beachbody On Demand, you had everything. And it was really even put to you that if you have Beachbody On Demand, that's all you need. Now, all of a sudden, all these programs come out where you need this piece of material, you need these sliders, you need these bands, you need this, you need that, in order to do the workout, which, is just all a moneymaker. And all that is a moneymaker to suck more money out of the coaches, because it's put to you like, well, how can you possibly talk to people about it if you don't have it yourself? I remember when Shift Off came out and we had some kind of markers, and there was no way that I was going to spend whatever it cost for these stupid markers, because I thought that was absolutely foolish. So you know what I did? I got me some Post-it notes, and that's what I put down on the ground. And I told other people to do the same, because I thought it was ridiculous to just, spend more money on this other nonsense when you were supposed to have everything just by having the workout program. Through the Facebook team page, we were encouraged to get the mega pack because it was the best deal, as we would buy the supplements anyways. But would we though? And also, to quote my former upline, we are market researchers. How can we promote products if we don't know anything about them? End quote. We were asked to comment which bundle we were going to buy. Hello, FOMO. FOMO is fear of missing out. Generally, we were told to try, meaning buy, as many products as possible so we can recommend them to our customers and talk about them and show them on our Instagram story. Lucky for me, the UK only had 3 flavors of Shakeology: Energize and Chocolate Recover. No other supplements were available. Still aren't, I believe, as Beachbody had some issues to get the product certified as, quote, legal food and fitness supplements due to the ingredients and legal requirements in the UK. They also had to change the Shakeology formula, as the original formula didn't pass the UK standard food regulations. Wow, that's really concerning, because, people here in the US are drinking that stuff left, right, and center, and wow, that just really concerns me. All Kay wanted was to make a bit more money and also have a sense of community. The thing that really drew her into joining were the first-hand stories from Beachbody coaches. She was told anyone can replace their income. All you need to do is follow the Beachbody 4 vital behaviors and put in the work. All of this is duplicatable for those that join you. Because of Beachbody, Kay lost 3 of her close friends. Kay has this message for anyone considering Beachbody. I was a coach from October 2017 to October 2018. When I finally quit, I was in a really bad place mentally. I fell back into an eating disorder, and it took months for me to recover mentally, still battling with the eating disorder from time to time. Luckily, I didn't go into any debt, but thinking of what I could have done with my hard-earned corporate money instead of this still pains me. The pressure in the groups, the lingo, the environment really took its toll on me. Being told you're not working hard enough when in fact you've done all the bloody work to be left feeling absolutely burned out is just a joke, which then brings on that your upline is telling you to do more personal development so you don't feel burned out. Really? What a joke. An absolute joke. So much of this makes me sad and mad, and I'm really glad Kay shared her story. I am not one to hun shame, because really, no matter if someone is at the top or at the bottom, what I do know is that your position doesn't matter when it comes to believing the overall MLM story. The more you're around MLM, the more you tend to take on that story to be your own, because you hear it over and over and over again. You can't recognize that you had a story before MLM. For example, I'm going to share with you a partial post by a top-tier Hun, and there's a lot that's in this that just really burns me up. In this photo, the Hun is holding a trophy signifying that she is an elite coach for 2020, and I'm not showing the picture because I really don't want to reveal who it is. If you're in the Beachbody bubble, you might know who it is, but it really doesn't matter, because all you have to do is just imagine what I'm saying. Now, to be an elite coach, this is what Beachbody says, okay? When you achieve Team Beachbody Elite, you are part of Team Beachbody's creme de la creme. Elite coaches build outstanding, stable organizations, generate significant volume, and lead by example. And for reaching the upper echelon of coaches, you'll earn VIP status and amazing rewards. Now, notice how they do say generate significant volume. That means the people on your team are buying because you're getting volume from them. That volume, the volume points translates into dollars. That's the whole thing, is you're able to get people to join and get people to spend. I'm not going to read the entire post. I just have, different little excerpts from it. So let me just share with you what that says. You see these trophies? They don't mean that I am just transforming my life. These trophies and recognition, they mean that I am changing the lives of others around me. This trophy represents the dream team and all of the coaches who have reached their weight loss goals. This trophy represents the new community we created for people who felt alone. This trophy is a constant reminder that my job matters to so many people. This trophy reminds me to show up when I don't feel like it. It reminds me to always lead with my whole heart, and this trophy is a reminder that no matter how challenging the path might be, you are making an impact. Okay, I just basically want to gag. For one, she is using one of Beachbody's vital behaviors, which is recognition. Recognize, recognize, recognize. And she's using that to draw people in. I mean, who doesn't like being told that they're doing a good job, right? And if you've had any kind of experiences like I have in, my career, you're not given enough recognition for the hard work that you've done. And to think that, you'll be recognized somewhere, that's something that can speak to people. It represents that coaches also have bought a lot of Beachbody products, not necessarily achieved their weight loss goals that she says. All it means is that she gets people to buy stuff. In terms of community, that community only lasts as long as you're part of Beachbody. And it's really only there. I mean, really there, because, you don't get into, quote, the club unless you are building a team, because there are these other groups and things. There's other ways to, quote, get support. But you only get that if you're achieving Success Club. And by Success Club, that means you have to be Success Club 5. That means that you have to sell 3 challenge packs each month. Success Club 10, that's 6 challenge packs a month. And some people are able to sell more. Myself, I couldn't manage 1 each month. I mean, selling that stuff is hard. So that community really doesn't exist. It's all false. It crumbles as soon as you leave. And if you aren't generating sales, if you're not getting, that volume and recruiting, you may never feel like there is any real community, because you're wandering in the desert just trying to figure this crap out. And you are told all you really need to do is follow the 4 vital behaviors. I cannot tell you how many times I heard this on the National Wake Up Call, which is the weekly call that coaches, listen to get inspired and to get tips. But everyone, and these are upper echelon Huns, all of them, it's all designed. And a car just went by, you probably heard that, but we're just going to persevere. Anyway, all of that, it's designed to keep you in as long as possible because those upper echelon Huns become a tool of the system. But at the same time, they've bought into that story and they've absorbed the story to be true, that this is all you have to do. What they don't tell you is what kind of influence they had pre-Beachbody and, how they could use that to their advantage. There's always something in the story that's left out, but they don't want you to think that. They want you to think anybody could do this. It's so simple. And Beachbody will tell you just help 3 people each month. Helping 3 people each month is extremely difficult because people are resistant to getting involved with Beachbody and to buying these products. And let's face it, the products are overpriced, and they have to be because they are paying out to all these people above you. I am just really livid that someone was encouraging their team to buy more crap, People in general can't afford most of this stuff. Like Shakeology, I'm sorry, even with the coaching discount, $99 USD, that's not cheap. And they want you to think, oh, you're replacing a meal. Let me tell you, honestly, that stuff never filled me up. That never stopped any cravings, and I ran around all over the place saying that it did. People are probably cutting things out of their, quote, budget, so to speak, just to keep getting the Beachbody crap. I know I did. There were things, especially the longer I went on, and I still didn't have a full-time job. I was doing, instructional design on the side as an independent contractor, which was very unstable. I mean, there was plenty of things that I was not getting. Like I walked around with holes in my shoes, holes in my underwear, holes in everything, and still buying Shakeology. How crazy is that? And this whole idea of just buying all this stuff so that you can try it, so you can sell it, just makes me ill. And I think back on the days, and you probably don't know this about me because I don't think I've talked about it, but back in the day, many days ago, I used to design custom area rugs, and I was the manager for a showroom here in Houston where interior designers would come in. And so, I would help them with creating these custom area rugs, help them with the design, figure out the design, that sort of stuff. And so there's different carpets that we had within the showroom. It's not like I tried each grade of carpet, I knew about the carpet, but I wasn't like buying new carpet and, putting new carpet down like every single day. But they want you to think that you have to try absolutely all of these things. You don't. You don't. You just don't. I was never pushed to buy. And after my initial coach left, when she left to join Direct Sellers, which was a wine MLM, and I was put up under someone with a massive team, I was never pushed. I just wasn't. Maybe I wasn't pushed because it's not like I was recruiting anyone. I don't know. And maybe it was because I kind of knew what I was doing, so to speak. I wasn't starting from the beginning. I had already run around all over the place. I don't know. I just never had that experience. I did feel like, just on my own, it was self-induced that maybe I should, but, I didn't have it in the budget. So I was like, that is just crazy. So anyway, the likelihood of someone buying, the stuff that's in these completer packs or whatever, and you're getting it so you can, try it and recommend it, people are not going to buy it. It's like slim and next to none that they're going to buy the stuff that you're spending your money on, but yet you're pressured to buy it. And I think that is just disgusting. The pressure for anyone to buy anything coming from an upper tier Hun, to me, screams that, they're just trying to hold on to their own thing, that they just want to take care of their own bottom line. And there's a part of me that gets it, because they've built their existence on people buying this stuff. And if they don't get people to buy it, they're not going to be able to maintain that lifestyle. So I can imagine the mental gymnastics they have to do to be okay with doing this month after month, year after year. And that's really rather scary to me, what these women are going through. And I know a lot of people want to hate on the upper tier Huns, but I just have to wonder about their mental health. You know, does that make sense? These women who are at the top, I know that they bought into the MLM dream, you know? But I also know that they had some sort of influence before MLM, and that's how they were able to achieve what they did, quote, achieve within the MLM. You know, and not everyone can do that. They just can't. Then they turn around and say that anyone can do it. And honestly, it's not so. The numbers tell you something different, you know. You get the story from them that anyone can do this. It just takes time. But then you look at the numbers, and I'm talking about the income disclosure statement. They tell you a different story. Thank you so very much for joining, and thank you, Kay, so very much for sharing your story. I really am just so irritated that there was so much pressure to get Beachbody materials, you know. And when I was trying to be a person who was building a team, I never put pressure on anyone like that, because that's not me, you know. If someone is struggling financially, how can you keep pressuring them to just buy and feed them these lines? But then I have to think, it's coming from somewhere. It's coming from the overall structure of the MLM, because that's where it starts. It doesn't start at these top-tiered people. It starts with the overall story of the company, which has been perfected over many, many years, especially when you look back at the history. If we want there to be change, it's up to us to do it. It's up to us to talk about our stories and share our experience. And remember, change starts now.